In our previous class, we had seen how to create the interactive report in the application, and we had seen a couple of ways how we can add the interactive report in the Flash application or while creating a new page, or if you are adding it as a region in the existing page with the help of blank page we had demonstrated. In this class, we will see a couple of more reports which we had discussed earlier. They are interactive grid and classic report. First, let me just create an interactive grid. Click on the create page, and from the components, we have to select the interactive grid. It's over here. Select this. Based on the selection, you will be given a prompt to provide the details. I will tell interactive grid 1. You can check mark this include form, since in the grid, we will be able to modify the details on the fly. That is by enabling just the editing. User will be able to straight away edit or modify the records in the table itself. No need to have a separate form like in an interactive report. Next, we have to select the table. I will be selecting the same employee table over here. Next, you can add the navigation details over here. Let me keep it default. Click on next. I will be giving the employee number as the primary key. As I told, user will be provided with the feature to modify the records in the table row itself. That is editable table it will create, and we have to tell what is the primary key. I will give employee number is my primary key, which is a unique. Click on create page. Done. Let me just preview this page. Our interactive grid report has been loaded over here. So user will be given a feature, almost everything like what we had seen in interactive report. Apart from interactive report, we will be provided with few more features. We will see that now. So user will be provided with the search bar. We can search on all the column. Suppose if you want to select a specific column, you can select a specific column from this table and you can search over there. Next, coming to the action, user will be able to hide, unhide the columns like this. We can uncheck, check. Then user will be able to filter the data, sort, aggregate, refresh, flashback. Suppose if you want to know what was the report data a few minutes back or hour, you can go to the flashback. For Clark, the manager, I will change to Miller and click on save. Then data got saved successfully in our table. Now user can see what was the data. It was 5 minutes back. Click on save. So it's saying the 5 minutes back it was King. Suppose if you want to remove this filter, it will load the live data. So for Clark, the manager is Miller, which he had changed just now. These are the features available in the interactive grid, like the formatting, control break, highlight, chart, reports. User can save the public or private report after a modification. You can click on the edit, that is select this and click on edit, or you can just click on save. You can add the row. You don't have to have a separate form in order to add a new record. You can add the new record over here. You can reset the filter criteria what you have added over here by clicking on the reset. Suppose if you didn't save any changes, like after adding, if you don't want to save these details, or if you have created some control break, something like this based on some selection, like in this case, I will tell based on the manager, I have to see the control break in my report. All these things you can reset the filters by clicking on this reset. Apart from this, user can change the order in which the columns are placed. Just hover over the column at the beginning, just drag and drop it after the higher date. You can do the formatting. At the column level, you can just copy this to the clipboard, duplicate the row. You can do, that is duplicating the row. You can do single row view, add the row, duplicate row, delete row, refresh row. All these things you can do. Suppose you added a row over here and you don't want delete this row, or if you want to delete the existing row, you can delete and click on save. The changes will be saved into the database table. Let me just reset. So apart from this, there will be a pagination feature also available at the bottom. All these things you can perform with the help of interactive grid. Suppose if you don't want to provide those features to a user, then you can select the interactive grid in your page and you can go over to the attributes and you can just uncheck like flashback is needed or not. You should provide the download feature to the user, or on the control like reset button you should show or not. All these customizations you can perform on the interactive grid right within the page designer. Let me come back to my application and show you the classical report. Suppose if you have a use case in your project, you have to create a report where users should not be provided with any customization feature on the report. Then we can go for the classical report. It will be just a tabular representation of the data available in your database objects, like a view table, or with your own SQL query or PL/SQL block, you will be representing the data in the classic report. From the create page wizard, we have to select the classic report over here, and I will name this as classic report. If you want to provide the modification option on the classic report, you can include the form, and it will be provided with the employee form classic report. From the table, we can select the table on which the data has to be shown on the classic report. I have selected the employee table. Click on next. Since we are adding the form, we have to select the primary key over here in order to rightly modify the record in the database object. Click on create page. Then we have successfully created the classic report. Now all the attributes related to the classical report will be available over here. Select this and go over to the properties pane. On the right side, we will see all the information over here. Suppose if you want to change the table, you can change the table over here, or even if you want to change the report type, like today you added it as a classic report. Tomorrow, if your customer asks, I need the customization feature, then you can just change the type over here and modify the properties. Coming to the attributes, you will be able to modify the attributes over here, like lazy loading, pagination, all those things. Let me just review this page. Click on this run. So this is how the classic report will be shown to the user. As we have provided the include form, it has added the edit and create button over here. Suppose if you don't want that, you should not select the include form option in the wizard while creating the page. User won't be able to customize the look and feel of this report. User cannot search on the data in this report. Users won't have the actions menu over here, perform any actions on the row level, or modify the data on the fly by modifying the records on the table, like editable table. Any modification, if you are enabled, click on this edit, like an interactive report, you can modify the details.